Welcome to an Introduction to Educational Research. This is part 4 of your master's thesis field project worksheets. Worksheet 4, the research process, research questions, hypotheses, and methodologies. Okay, now you have finished your introduction and background and rationale and need, and now it's time to move on to your research question. Now, if you're doing a thesis, you want to pay attention to this side. And if you're doing a project, you'll want to pay attention to this side. And both of these, for both of these, you will develop a Word document, and you'll put your name _ master's thesis worksheet number 4. And when you're completed, you'll email it to me, please. Or if you do not have me as a professor and someone else, then to the appropriate professor. All right, so if you're doing a thesis, in this worksheet, you will create another subheading called Research Question or Hypothesis. You selected to do this study because you believe there was a problem or a specific need and that it was necessary to solve that problem or fill that need. So frame your area of inquiry as a researchable question or, if appropriate, as a hypothesis. Remember TPOTS. The purpose of this study is yada, yada, yada. Your next section, okay, would be your research methodology. Describe the research design, if appropriate, and how you propose to implement your study. This section should be written like a cookbook recipe so anyone can retrace your steps and replicate your study. As well as describing your research design, you will want to describe the participants, if appropriate, and relevant demographic data, as well as a description of the research setting. You will also want to describe your data collection procedure very clearly. If you are using any type of data collection instrument, a survey, questionnaire, that is commercially made, you want to describe it in detail and include a copy of it in an appendix at the end of the chapter. Also, describe your proposed data analysis procedures, even though you will not be collecting your data now. So you would just describe how you're going to collect your data, and then you will describe how you're going to analyze it if in fact you were to really collect it. And refer to your master's thesis handbook pages 2 to 12 for additional guidance. Now, if you're doing a project, you will want to describe in detail the development of the project from its inception, how it started, how it evolved, and how it arrived at its present level. Next, you're going to want to describe specifically how the project will be carried out. What actual steps will you take? This section should be written like a cookbook recipe so anyone can retrace your steps and replicate the project. You will also have a subheading on project objectives. Your objectives should be very specific, and each objective should include a detailed explanation of how you will measure and evaluate the success or attainment of these objectives. And again, I'm referring you to your master's thesis handbook, pages 2 to 12 for additional guidance. So that's it. Put your stuff in a Word document with your name _ master's thesis number 4, and please email it to me or to the appropriate professor. Thank you very much.